Welcome back to another episode of the Energy Co-ops in the News series. I'm Eric, and today we will be exploring the current state of the electric vehicle market, including challenges and opportunities for growth within the industry, and the future of EVs under the next presidential administration. So, to start, how has the EV market been doing recently? Well, according to the International Energy Agency, the global sale of EVs could reach 17 million this year, which would represent over 1 in 5 of the total vehicles sold. The two top EV companies, BYD and Tesla, sold 35% of all electric cars in 2023, with the latter dropping prices up to 6% early this year, which caused other global competitors to then follow suit. While Tesla sales yield greater profits and prioritize higher-end models like the Model Y and Model 3, BYD, originally founded as a battery manufacturing company in China, is seeing much more formidable competition countrywide as well as globally, with over 30 companies sharing more than 80% of China's EV sales. Despite the rising popularity of electric vehicles, significant challenges stand in the way of achieving President Biden's goal of making EVs represent half of all vehicles sold in the US by 2030. Perhaps the biggest obstacle to increase growth in the EV market is the upfront cost of the vehicles. So while EV maintenance costs are far lower than those of gas-powered vehicles, the 2023 average cost of a new non-luxury EV was roughly $20,000 more than the cost of a comparable gas-powered vehicle, and that's before tax incentives. While tax credits laid out in the 2022 Inflation Reduction Act bring the cost of purchasing new EVs closer to their gas-powered counterparts, the upfront cost of electric vehicles is still a huge barrier for many Americans. A second significant challenge to increasing EV ownership is the need to significantly expand the existing charging infrastructure. Even with an increasing number of EVs on the road and most EV owners charging at home, there's still a demand for more public charging stations, especially where the accessibility of home chargers may be limited among urban populations. As you can see in this map, EV charging stations are concentrated around major population centers, and many rural Americans live quite far from their nearest EV charging station. This has led to concerns from consumers around not being able to recharge their vehicles on longer trips, dubbed range anxiety. Adding to those fears about long trips is the fact that many of the existing public chargers take 30 minutes to fully charge a vehicle, which is inconvenient for those used to fueling their cars in just a matter of minutes. Progress is being made in this area, and as you can see in this graph, EV charging points have more than doubled in 2023 from 2021, with the highest quantity being public slow chargers that can take around 8 hours to fully charge an EV, versus a fast charger which can take less than an hour. Philadelphia, for example, has 145 public charging points across the city, with only 13 having level 3 or DC fast charging capabilities. Of the so-called fast public chargers that do exist, nearly 2/3 are Tesla superchargers, which are proprietary and use a charging port design that is unique to Tesla and not compatible with other vehicles. Tesla is working on deals to give other brands access to its public charging network, but many potential consumers remain concerned about access to charging. Lastly, there are supply chain issues on the manufacturing side. The market for raw materials like semiconductors and lithium, which are important in manufacturing chips and batteries, have seen shortages and drastic price fluctuations in recent years. While manufacturers are straining to meet the growing demand for EVs, the Biden administration has taken significant steps to ramp up domestic chip and battery production. And when it comes to electric vehicles, the policies of Republican nominee Donald Trump and the Biden administration, and likely the administration of Democratic nominee Kamala Harris, couldn't be more different. Under then President Trump, we saw a significant rollback of environmental regulations, including the lowering of fuel efficiency standards. The Trump administration's focus was more on supporting the traditional fossil fuel industry, which contrasted sharply with the growing global trend towards renewable energy and electric vehicles. In contrast, President Biden has made climate change and clean energy a cornerstone of his administration, and one of his key initiatives is the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law, which allocates $7.5 billion to build a nationwide network of EV charging stations. Biden's policies also include a substantial federal tax credit for EV purchases, aiming to make them more affordable and accessible. Additionally, the Inflation Reduction Act includes a significant funding for EV production and battery manufacturing in the US. And furthermore, Biden's executive orders reinstating stricter emission standards and the commitment to phase out gasoline-powered vehicles in government fleets signals a robust push towards reducing the nation's carbon footprint. The future of EVs in the US largely depends on the continuation and expansion of these supportive policies. And with the right incentives and restructure, the Biden administration aims to drive a significant increase in EV adoption, which could transform the transportation landscape in the years to come.